Here with Northwestern State head coach Chris Bertrand. The Demons back in action. Short week, busy week. Home against Louisiana Christian to wrap up a 4-game homestand Tuesday, then a quick turnaround for an Easter weekend series in Lake Charles at McNeese. And Coach, it just wouldn't be a March game without some personal tie or some tie to the Demons. A couple of them coming up Tuesday night with LC. Mike Burns, a guy you played for at LC, and then we'll get to Kevin Robinson in a minute. But got to be kind of different going against a good friend for a weekend and now against probably your mentor within this game.
100%. I mean, that's the beautiful part of what the game of baseball does for us. That's the beautiful part of what the game in Louisiana has done for all of us. That's one of the beautiful parts about the job, right? We know how lucky and we know how grateful we are to be in the opportunity to lead this baseball program, but it also provides you those types of experiences, the ones like we had this weekend and so many of the other stories that we told in the month of March and the ones that are coming up this week, right? And so aside from just the game, we have to be grateful for what baseball has given us, and we have to be willing to pay it forward, and we have to be willing to soak up those experiences, right? I think it makes for storylines that we can all learn from, right? We can learn from the games that get played, but we can also learn from those storylines in the way in which we're developing relationships, in the way in which you're supposed to network, in the way in which you're supposed to take care of each other and pay it forward. And so we couldn't be any more excited about it. Mike's going to come in here with a great baseball team. Not only is there a storyline and not only is he a mentor, but he's going to come in here with a great baseball team, and he's going to push us to get better, which is why we do those things, and it's why the game is on the schedule. We're also looking forward to building off of the momentum from the weekend for the things that we did well. We hope to play well tomorrow night, and then we're going to use those experiences going through the weekend. It's the same approach of stacking bricks every single week. It's just that this week, again, we get to do it with some cool stories.
Kevin Robinson has stacked bricks the last few weeks in midweek starts, goes down to Sam Houston, holds a pretty good offense down for 3-4 innings. He's going to face another one we talked about a couple weeks ago. It was him facing his dad's alma mater. Now he faces a place where, his brother just has the wins record.
That's right.
So, I mean, again, Louisiana, ties. Here we go again with a kid who's really stepped forward for you.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And you know, the biggest part of that story is probably the way in which Kevin has handled every part of it, right? Because not only has he earned everything that he has gotten to this point, and he's earned the right for us to give him the baseball, but at the same time, Kevin's the type of guy to take those storylines and use them as motivation, right? He doesn't run from them. He stares them down, and he uses them as motivation, and he goes out and he pitches with an intent, and he pitches with an attack that says that he's using everything at his disposal as motivation, right? As the ability to go out and try to set the tone to the best he can for our baseball team. And so we enjoy the storylines, and we hope that the fans enjoy the storylines, but at the same time, it's a really cool thing to watch the way in which Kevin has handled every bit of this step by step.
You'll finish up. You'll go to McNeese, and it's a little less fun. Justin Hill does have ties to here. It's getting to be a little while because Jay Hill's been down in Lake Charles. He's become an institution there. They've been really good. Transition year for them. It's going to be their conference opener, so you walk into a bit of a unique situation where you've got 3 conference games under your belt, and they don't have any.
No doubt. And so, again, we hope to use all of the experiences that we've garnered. We hope to use all of the life lessons that we've garnered, right? They play in an offensive ballpark, and we have played in offensive ballparks throughout the first part of our schedule, right? We have the experience of having a Southland Conference series under our belt and playing what we felt like was 3 competitive and closely contested ball games. And so we hope to be able to use those battle scars as we go forward, right? We know what to expect in the way that he's a tremendous baseball coach. He runs an unbelievable baseball program. They have probably the experience of being at the top of the standings and playing in some regionals and all of the things that Justin has built, right? And so we have to figure out a way to use all of our experiences to go and have a game plan and an attack plan and to go and execute those things, right? And so for us, again, really cool to go and test yourselves against such a well-coached and well-respected baseball team. We just hope on our end that we've taken all of the lessons through 20-something games and that we go and we try to execute the best we can to continue Southland Conference play in the games that really matter in a way that hopefully it's favorable for the Demons.
Well, you don't have a lot of guys back. We've kind of beat that horse through 24 games. It's no longer rideable.
It's probably
But
gone, yeah.
one guy you have ridden and one guy who's probably very happy to see Joe Miller Ballpark is Bo Willis. That's a guy who has hit very well down there and can probably give some of the guys some confidence just by saying, hey, I've hit here, I've hit well here, I know how it is to play here in these games.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And again, that's kind of what we've been talking about, is using every bit of information. And whether that information comes from the coaches, whether that information comes from the players, no matter how we garnered that information, the ability to use it, right? Like, that's what we appreciate so much about Bo, is that ability to set the tone, right? Yesterday we talked about Reese being able to do that, another veteran, and Reese has played in that ballpark. And so hopefully we look at, as we get in there and as we begin to prepare, that those guys are going to be able to share some value, that those guys are going to be able to share some information that hopefully helps us find a competitive advantage, right? Even one small nugget of competitive advantage, right? And so we've talked all along at how much we appreciate not only that they're playing well, but how much we appreciate what Bo Willis does for our team overall, what Reese does for our team overall, whether that's in information sharing or whether that's in setting the tone or whether that's in at sometimes maybe carrying the ball club and providing us hope and all those different things. And so you're exactly right, man. But Bo at the top of that list, but so many other guys that we're hoping to begin to lean on that experience as we get all of the other new players 24 games of experience up to this point in time. And so you're right, that has now been put behind us. Nobody's a freshman, nobody's a senior, nobody, whatever. We're the Demons, and we've been through some trials and tribulations, and we've learned from them, and we're going to be the best baseball team that we can moving forward, right? Every time they say play ball, we're going to put our fists up and fight, and we're going to lean on the veterans to help us navigate our way through that fight.
Coach, as always, thanks for your time.
Farcom Demons.